and it is his second term. He is also a U.S. Marine. We appreciate you. He's a former Arlington police officer. He also was involved in the Special Operations Unit. Is that correct?
I did a bunch of crazy stuff.
Okay, good. We like crazy. We're realtors. He's a successful attorney and local business owner. As mayor, he champions economic growth, strong infrastructure, quality of life for the Arlington residents. Highlights Arlington as a leader in sports, entertainment, and culture. He also serves on several regional and national boards, including the National Medal of Honor Museum Foundation. Please help me welcome Mayor Jim Ross.
Hey, we're a small group, but we're mighty.
Man. Well, I'm glad I can make all your Christmas wishes come true.
That's right.
Not one of y'all put my name down as this is what I want for Christmas. I know. Thank y'all for letting me come out and talk to y'all. They didn't tell me a whole lot of what I'm going to talk about, so I'll talk about stuff that I think might be of interest to y'all and what's going on with the city and the boom and how we're getting more and more business here and those type of things, because that will directly impact y'all. But then I'll open it up and y'all can talk about whatever in the world you want to and ask me whatever crazy questions you want. First of all, I'll tell y'all this. If you haven't met me or known me, I'm the world's weirdest mayor. You know, I jokingly say my predecessor has been married to the same woman forever and a day, 40-something years, and is a deacon at the Baptist church and doesn't cuss and doesn't drink and doesn't smoke cigars. Well, I do all of that. I have 3 ex-wives. I've owned tattoo shops. I own restaurants. I'm a lawyer. We went from Ozzy and Harriet to Ozzy Osbourne. Okay? So I'm just warning y'all right now that I'm a little bit nutty. No, I'm a whole lot nutty. But I ran for mayor because I love the city. I have no aspirations to be anything other than a mayor. I don't intend on ever running for Congress or running for governor or anything like that. I am sick and tired of elected people, period. The partisanship stuff that even rears its head at the local level nauseates me. I think most of us are tired of one side blaming the other and that side blaming the other, and they're going back and forth, and we get tired of hearing that stuff. That's right. I will not call myself a Republican or a Democrat. I just say I'm a people over party type of thing. I believe that the basic foundation of democracy is public service. And unfortunately, most elected officials nowadays are not dedicated to serving the public. They're dedicated to serving a party. And it sickens me to see what's going on. It's not supposed to be like that. They're supposed to be more interested in serving people. So you will never see a vote for Jim Ross for Congress, governor, anything else. When I'm done being the mayor, I'm done. I'm going to go back to running my businesses, building them back up, because they're not like they used to be. When you run the city, you don't pay attention to everything else. Building them back up and playing with my grandkids. That's what's going to matter. So that's a little bit of who I am. I grew up inner city Detroit. I was a Marine. I was a police officer here in Arlington. I spent 7 years undercover buying drugs for a living. I had the most beautiful mullet on the face of the earth. It was cool. I actually had dark.
That's how we recognize you.
Yeah, sorry, we recognize
I came to the right group. Y'all are weird real estate people too, aren't you? right.
It's a requirement to be weird.
Okay. So anyway, a little personal story about me. I told you I have, ex-wives and I have 4 kids. I have a 35-year-old son that has cerebral palsy. He's short and crooked. And he grew up here in Arlington, and he says, Dad, I'm going to be an actor. And I'm like, oh, God, let's work on plan B, because being an actor is hard enough for able-bodied people, but you're short and crooked. Maybe we should be something else. Well, the kid didn't listen to me. He went on and he did stuff at Creative Arts Theater up on Randall Mill Road. Y'all remember when that used to be up there? He did stuff at Theater Arlington. He did stuff at Casa Mañana and with AISD. He went to Lamar High School and did stuff there. And COVID hits. And he gets to do an audition, and I'm supporting him while he's doing this stuff, giving him little jobs at my law firm or my restaurant or something. And COVID hits, and he auditions for a show, but they're doing everything via Zoom. And they can't see that he's short and crooked. And they hire him. And he shows up, and they're like, you're short and crooked. And he goes, well, y'all hired me. So he stays with the job. It turns out that it gets picked up by Paramount. It was just supposed to be an online streaming show. Gets picked up by Paramount, gets bought out by Netflix. He signs a 7-year, multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix. It's now one of the most popular shows on TV called The Chosen, about the life of Christ. And my son is one of the lead actors in that show, which has opened up all kinds of doors for him, and he's been on everything from 1883 and all that. So, well, people ask, well, why did you become mayor? Because this community did for my son what I failed to do as a parent. I failed to do that thing where I'm like, you can do anything you set your mind to. You go out and do it. This community gave my son the confidence, the courage, the strength to pursue his dreams. That was one of the main driving factors for me to then step up and say, all right, when I failed as a parent, the community stepped in and helped me. So I do that. And by the way, it's okay for people in elected office to say I failed as something. I don't know if y'all realize that, because we don't get any of these damn elected officials saying they failed at something. But folks, nobody elected a perfect mayor. And I don't claim to be a perfect mayor. So yeah, I could have done better with my son, but thank God we lived in a community that supported him and gives me an opportunity to give back then. So that's how I got there. So when my first thing as mayor, I'll never forget my first time to do a state of the city. I got up, I said, we're gonna focus on jobs, jobs, jobs. Because in my mind, I look at jobs as doing a number of things. Jobs helps our crime rate, because the more people are gainfully employed, the less they're having to go out and get in trouble. It helps the cost of housing, because it makes things more affordable if people are making good money. It helps homelessness. It helps everything. It helps mental health issues when you're not having to worry about where the next paycheck is going to come from. So we've started to really focus on jobs. And I'm happy to say that in the last 4.5, almost 5 years, we were able to create nearly 30,000 new jobs in Arlington. And with those nearly 30,000 new jobs, we increased the average wage in Arlington 20%, more than 20% actually. That's a substantial change from where we're at, where we were to where we're at. And how does that happen? How do you create jobs in a city that we're pretty much built out. Well, we have to be selective on what we're doing. I think the formula for creating jobs is just three basic parts. First of all, employers want to know that the schools that their employees are going to send their kids to are going to be good schools. What are the education options in Arlington? So I created what's called the Mayor's Education Coalition. Because when I came on board, I had educators come in and say, well, Mayor, what are you doing about education? And I remember thinking, well, it has nothing to do with being a mayor. We have a superintendent, we have private schools, we have charter schools and all that. I couldn't have been more wrong. So we created a coalition because I believe in working together collaboratively with other people. So we brought for the first time together our higher education, TCC, UTA, together with AISD, MISD, HEB-ISD, Kennedale ISD, all the ones that our Arlington students go to, and we put them together with charter schools, private schools, and homeschooling folks. And people said, Mayor, they hate each other. They compete against everything for each other. And at first they were right. But what we started to learn was given the opportunity, they'll begin to work together. And that's what started happening. Now they can wear the Mayor's Education Coalition logo as a badge of honor. They come out and they say, we're a part of the coalition, meaning we will work together for the betterment of our kids, whether it's school safety, whether it's whatever. So it helped tremendously to identify what's going on. The second thing that companies are looking for is to make sure that your community is safe, that your police and fire are taken care of, that they're able to respond appropriately. When I came on board, we were in a lawsuit with our firefighters. Now, folks, I'm sorry, but when people start looking at the city of Arlington and they're saying, well, why are your firefighters suing the city? It's problematic when you start trying to say, well, no, we're really not that bad. Come on. Something else is going on. So we were able to quickly resolve the lawsuit and mend some fences with our fire department. Now what you're going to see is in the last 4 years, we've decreased crime nearly 20% in Arlington, with violent crime being down 17%. So that's a substantial difference. We also do it in an unusual way because we don't have the monies that some of the other cities our size that have. People don't understand Arlington is a big city. We're bigger than St. Louis. We're bigger than Pittsburgh. We're bigger than New Orleans. We're about the same size as Tampa, Florida. These are all major metropolitan cities that are the hub for everything. The only difference is Arlington lies between two bigger cities. And years ago, when I first moved here 40-something years ago, 43, 44 years ago, when I first moved here out of the Marine Corps, we were a little sleepy bedroom community lying between Dallas and Fort Worth. We're not a sleepy bedroom community now. We have a thriving downtown district. We have a thriving entertainment district. Our international corridor is blowing and going. We have tons of stuff going on. So keeping the crime down, making people feel safe is critically important. And the third thing that really surprised me, to be candid with you, is people wanted to know how you treat each other. How well does your city get along? Because we've all seen the horror stories in different cities where there's protest or there's this or there's that, and you don't see that going on here in Arlington. So here's what I did, and this just works for me. Y'all may not realize this, but I am a 65-year-old white heterosexual Christian man. Okay? That's how I see life, through the eyes of a 65-year-old white heterosexual Christian man. I've never been a woman. I'd be one ugly woman. I am not a good-looking man, but I'd be a butt-ugly woman, wouldn't I? I know. I've never been a woman. I've never been gay. I've never been black. I've never been Muslim. I've never been Asian. I've never been anything but what I am. If I want to know what's important to my black community, I should probably ask my black community. If I want to know what's important to my LGBTQ plus community, I should probably ask them. And the same thing holds true with women and Asians and Muslims and everything else. A couple of quick stories. I had a state representative did a not so friendly tweet about Ramadan. And my Muslim Advisory Council reached out to me and they said, Mayor, don't you know this guy? And I said, I do. And they said, you think you could get him in to talk to us? This was really offensive. I said, probably. So I called the representative, brought him in, sat down with the Muslim Advisory Council. They explained why it was offensive. He apologized, put out an apology tweet, and at the end of Ramadan, he did a joint resolution with Salam Boujani, our only state of Texas Muslim representative, to celebrate the end of Ramadan. Because of the advisory council, because we had that conduit for them to reach out to us, we were able to avoid any type of uproar about how people treat each other, and we turned a bad situation into a good one. I thought, having 3 ex-wives, I knew women. Obviously, with 3 ex-wives, I didn't know anything. But the women wanted an advisory council. And I'm thinking, okay, we'll do an advisory council, but I know what women want. They want equal pay for the job done, and they want to feel safe in the community, and y'all do. But I was so wrong about what the women were coming in to say. The women were coming in to say, Mayor, we want to know what you're doing to help the women who can't be on your advisory council. What are you doing to help the single moms working 2 or 3 jobs who can't afford daycare? What are you doing for those women who don't have the luxury or the time to come in here and tell you what you need to be focusing on? And I was totally missing the boat on what the women in Arlington wanted me to focus on. So it is critically important that we take time to listen to one another, to speak to one another. I told y'all I'm a Christian. I believe that God gave us 2 real important commandments. One is to love God. Pretty simple. But the second one is to love your neighbor. And God didn't say love your neighbor if your neighbor happens to look like you, or worship like you, or love like you. So God just says love your neighbor. And for me, that's critically important. That is important in economic development, because people want to come someplace where they feel welcome. They want to come someplace where you treat them with dignity and respect, regardless of the differences. So we've been able to attract those nearly 30,000 jobs and the increase in wages. We have 13 new world or North American headquarters that have moved into Arlington in the last 4.5 years. That's a lot of good business. So we're continuing to build our base here. We've attracted some really cool international companies that have come in here. One is eSpace, that is down being built at the airport, building satellites and sending them out. Y'all have heard about this golden dome that the administration wants to put to protect the United States. There's only one company capable of doing that, and it's an Arlington, Texas company. That's exciting because we're bringing great jobs here. We have innovative stuff like eVTOL air taxis that'll be coming in here soon. We'll be demonstrating them right before the World Cup. We have Mosey, which manufactures autonomous little vans or short buses that we have moved into Arlington here, manufacturing the autonomous vehicles. We have tons of innovation that is coming in here that is just really super exciting. Arlington is more than the entertainment district. We have a lot of cool developments going on in the downtown district. One of them you may be seeing ending up over here at Collins and Division, the Caravan Court Hotel. That's a local businessman, a UTA graduate, who had a car dealership and the old Caravan Motor Inn there. And they've taken that, they tore it down, they partnered up with some great hoteliers, and they're putting a new product in there that's really a catalyst for connecting downtown Arlington with the entertainment district. I am doing my best to steal the Dallas Stars. So if you've heard rumors, hell yeah, I want some hockey in Arlington. All right. I think Dallas is still in the hunt a little bit, but they can't get out of their own way in Dallas. So I think it's really coming down to Arlington and Plano. Most of the season ticket holders for the Stars are in Plano. So Plano thinks they have a little edge on it. But Plano wants to put them at the Willow Bend Mall. Is that right? Y'all know that? Yeah. So Plano wants to put them where Willow Bend is. They want to tear the mall down. Well, now y'all are in the land acquisition business. So you buy a mall, and the mall has a bunch of tenants in there. How do you get the tenants out? You got to buy their ass out. They're locked in. So it's easier said than done. We know that from what's going on at Lincoln Square. Y'all want me to tell you what's happening there too? But
Yes.
not really. Lincoln Square, we're there. It's really been tough because that was one of the first phone calls we made as mayor, was to the old property owner up there saying, you got to do something, either sell the property or renovate it or something, because it's getting ugly. They agreed to sell it. We helped find the right purchaser, which is Trademark out of Fort Worth. They're coming in, but the problem is, in that meantime, interest rates went sky high, the cost of labor went sky high, the cost of materials went sky high, and where we had the grandiose idea of what was going to be done, that gap between what they could do and what the city could offer was substantial. So we had to adjust that vision to close that gap substantially so that we can make things happen. You'll see shovels in the dirt there around the first quarter of next year. So they'll be doing all kinds. There's certain things are going to stay. Some of the big box tenants on the west side of Lincoln Square are going to be staying with a facelift. Movie theater staying, Boomer Jacks is staying. A couple of other stores in there may be staying as well, but it's staying. That's one of the other ones. It's going to stay too. I'm glad I could deliver that good news for you. But they're going to put some more restaurants in there. They're going to make a road that goes through in there. A new business building's going to be in there. There'll be some fun stuff. It's going to look a lot better than it's looking now. Rolling Hills Country Club, I'll get back to the Stars. Don't let me forget. Rolling Hills Country Club, y'all want to know what's going on there? All that dirt's being moved. They're going to start construction on the houses any day now. So the back 75 acres or so, it's about 100 acres roughly up there at Rolling Hills. Back 75 acres are going to be single family houses, executive homes going from about 650 up. Although it's taken a little bit of time to get them there, they may be starting at 750 up. I don't know. It just depends on what's happening. The front half is going to be mixed use of some sort, and they're looking for the cooler, smaller grocery stores like a Trader Joe's and stuff like that, okay? Something along those lines up there. Everybody asks me the same thing. When the hell are we going to get an HEB? Y'all wondering that? Yeah, I can't tell you. But I can tell you, if I was a gambling man, I'd say you might be able to hear something soon. Okay? I'm not going to tell you anything where or anything like that because I just can't do it, but I could tell you we're working on it, and I think you could be expected to hear something very soon.
We're getting one in Bedford that will be opening up pretty, I think it's more like wall of building, the entire building is completely up already.
Nice.
They're just doing like, I guess like the final building in of it, and we're getting one over there on 121.
They're the Rolls Royce of grocery stores. I mean, they really are. Okay, stars, so we're getting on there. Season ticket holders are up in Plano, but the reality of it is the growth of the Metroplex is really going in what direction, y'all? West. Yeah, the growth of the Metroplex is going west. Arlington is nearly built out, so we're doing redevelopment, and it's west of Fort Worth, the Alito area, all of that kind of stuff. That's where it's going to be. And if you put an arena, a stadium up in Plano, ain't nobody from over here going to go all the way up there. It just ain't going to happen. And the Cowboys and the Rangers are working with us to help make that happen. All right. Questions. How long am I supposed to do this?
You got, well, we have an hour, but we do have some questions and we do have some other stuff. So we'll let them ask their questions and then we'll let you go.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
I got the cheat sheet question.
So we're traveling people. Traffic is, horrible. What can you tell us that's a positive insight there?
Yeah. So here's what I'll tell you is for years and years and years, people would say stuff like Arlington's the largest city in the country that doesn't have public transportation. And I call BS. We have public transportation. We can get around Arlington. People who don't have transportation can get around Arlington with our rideshare program, if they're disabled with HandyTran and all of that. What's happening now are the public transportation entities, T-Metro, DART, and Denton County Transit Authority. They are all duplicating what we did in Arlington 6-7 years ago, and that's doing the rideshare programs. What they're finding is the busing has become obsolete. The fixed route bus lines are obsolete. So we are working right now, we'll finish by the end of this month on the economic analysis and feasibility of a high-speed rail system coming down the middle of I-30, connecting downtown Fort Worth to the Arlington Entertainment District to downtown Dallas, where you can get from Arlington to either downtown Fort Worth or Dallas in about 12 to 12 and a half minutes. Now, is it going to happen tomorrow? No, it's not. But we're finishing up the environmental study and the economic analysis study. It's not going to be something, to be candid, that the administration here in the state of Texas with Governor Abbott's office or the current administration federally is interested in doing. Their vision for improving traffic is to build bigger roads. But the DFW airport is about to surpass Chicago as the third largest metropolitan area in the country. They're anticipating within 10 to 15 years that we could have well over 12.5 million people living in this area. You cannot build roads big enough to handle 12.5 million people. You have to have some type of rail system. I just got back from some business meetings in Tokyo, Japan, largest metropolitan area in the world. You can get around anywhere on there with their rail system in Japan. It was absolutely phenomenal. So it's a different culture, it's a different environment, but we have to have some rail systems, and we're working on that. We are working at some alternative, attractive forms of getting people around, starting in the entertainment district, with above-ground gondola systems to come in where you can get off at the rail system or ride a gondola, because walking from the new hotel and the new Lowe's Hotel, which is going to be called the Americana, over where the Sheraton is. We're going to implode the Sheraton next year and start a new hotel, a 23-story hotel over there. And so walking from there to AT&T is possible, but if you're an older person or you're not in the best shape, it's going to tire you out. So how about getting into a gondola and using the gondola as another attraction to get people around in different areas? So we're looking at doing that, and that could also help connect downtown.
Is the people mover too expensive to move in?
You might, like a monorail system or a,
The floor, they just move, whatever you want to call it.
oh, the moving sidewalk stuff? Yeah, it's real expensive. It's actually more expensive than the gondola system. We looked at that, and the gondola is so much less expensive than that, and it doesn't take up the ground space as well. It just takes up little areas where you're having like a 4-foot diameter where the poles are up.
Question, I think you kind of answered some of it, but is the stadium paid off?
AT&T?
Yeah.
Yeah, we paid off AT&T a couple of months ago. We paid it off 10 years early with a cost savings of over $150 million to the citizens. So now by law, the money that was going into AT&T now gets folded over and it goes into paying off Globe Life Field. We're anticipating paying off Globe Life Field 15 years early with a cost savings of about $220 million.
Yeah, I have a quick questions. Regarding what is your advice for us as an agent? Considerations, Arlington versus the Grand Prairie, because I live in Grand Prairie. To the buyers, what is your advice to us what is the considerations for your prospective view? I would like to hear that. Thank you.
So, first of all, I'll preface everything by saying I am the mayor of Arlington. I've lived in Arlington for 43 years. I love this community, so I'm going to be very biased and say we beat the hell out of everybody, all right? However, here's my personal philosophy is, I have a great relationship with Ron Jensen over in Grand Prairie. I think he's a wonderful, good mayor and a wonderfully good man. Grand Prairie has some good stuff going on. And the better Grand Prairie does, the better we do. The better we do, the better they do. I tease the mayor of Frisco, Jeff Cheney, all the time. We're good friends. That I've enacted an ordinance in Arlington that doesn't allow the F word. And the F word is Frisco. And I say that with meaning all the compliments in the world because they've done such a good job. But here's the reality. There's enough solid, good growth to go along. So my personal thing is, and I tell everybody all this stuff, listen, I stand by who we are and what we do. But if you look at us and compare us to Grand Prairie or Aledo or Fort Worth or Frisco or something, you find what works for you and then move there and do your thing. Find what works for you. Sometimes you'll like the schools better there than here. Sometimes you'll like, the neighborhood better there than here. And so I'm not one of those people that are going to say, always choose Arlington. Because I think people would inherently want to choose Arlington when we say, listen, that's a great city as well. Go check them out. You would, if you were looking to move around, you would check them out.
What steps is the city taking to maintain public safety, and how does that impact the neighborhoods?
Yeah. Public safety is a key thing. We're probably one of the most advanced technological police departments in the country. I just got back from Chicago with our police chief at a mayors and chief conference there, and we kicked their butt when it came to technology. Arlington, for instance, has an air wing division within the police department. Did y'all know that? They have an air wing. We have the most robust autonomous vehicles that are all drones flown anywhere. We're the only city in the country that has an FAA license to fly our drones without line of sight. Other cities have to have a line of sight of their aircraft. Our people sit in a control center. They can't see anything. There's no even windows in this control center. It's like a military ops type of thing. And we're doing those type of things electronically. We're doing those type of things in advance of every other community around here. We have a cold case unit that is using some of the advanced technologies now and incorporating those things with UTA students to help. They've solved 9 cold cases that are 20 to 25 years old that they weren't able to do in the last 4 or 5 months. It's just incredible stuff. So we're able to get a lot of stuff done in a much safer, efficient manner because of our involvement in technology. Yes, ma'am?
So I heard you speak a couple of months ago, and you mentioned the Tarrant Appraisal District implications on your budget.
Mm-hmm.
I think this room would really like to hear what you had to say about that.
Oh,
We're just realtors.
We had a $26 million shortfall in our budget this year. Some of the reasons for the shortfall were anticipated and known. For instance, our senior tax freeze, we planned for that. We know that everybody who's 65 or older can freeze their property taxes, and we adjust for that. Some of the things we can't adjust for because they were unknown, and one of the biggest things is what's happened with our Tarrant County Appraisal District and their decision not to appraise properties on an annual basis is horrifically difficult, because what that does as property increases, and that's how we make our money, is with the property taxes. State of Texas doesn't allow us to have a greater than 10% increase in those things on an annual or from the last appraisal. So they've skipped now 2 years on property appraisals. So if properties have gone up for a 3-year cycle, the most that they're going to go up is the 10%, which is going to lock in where our monies are coming from. They've also taken a different approach on the appeals to the tax appraisals. And the appeals, typically, we can budget on about a 1% differential from those who appeal to those who don't. This last year alone, it went from 1% to 3%, which comes out to millions and millions of dollars. And it's because their approach is hands off. You can appeal, tell me what you think your property is worth, and that's essentially what it's worth. So I struggle with some of their analysis of how to get stuff done, and they're doing stuff that no other appraisal district in the state of Texas is doing, and it's harmful to us as municipalities and school districts who are relying upon that money.
So with the population doing what it's doing, are we working with the other communities anticipating water issues down the road?
Yeah, water is one of the most crazy things. Earlier this summer, I got with the Tarrant Water District and got in the helicopter and flew the pipeline, the water line down. We get our water from down at Cedar Creek Lake is where most of it's coming from. And I had no idea the complexities that go into getting water into the municipalities. When you look at this type of stuff, their water lines are so big you could drive 18-wheelers through these things. It's crazy ridiculous. We had to build about $117 million facility in Arlington, which is a water treatment and lab facility down here, because most of our neighboring communities rely upon Arlington to do all the testing of the water. But water is a critical thing here, and bless you, I didn't even know that was a sneeze. Water is one of the most precious commodities that we have in Texas, and it's getting more and more difficult to make sure that we have sufficient water to go around there. So yes, we are working with all the neighboring communities on that. Arlington's water treatment plant and the laboratory, we do tons of work for all kinds of communities around us who don't have the facilities to do that. Yes.
Good afternoon. I walked in late, so I apologize if you already addressed this, and if you did, I'll just sit down, okay? You talked about the over 65 discount on taxes. I know that they're considering dropping it to 55. They were talking about that on the news just a few days ago, where they're talking about bringing it down. How would that impact you?
Yeah, it's going to impact us tremendously. If the state of Texas does that for everybody, that means your property taxes get frozen at 55, and for all municipalities and school districts, we don't get to adjust anything for those people frozen after there. So it becomes much more difficult. You know, and it's a balance, because I'm a property owner myself. I'm 65 myself. I'm enjoying the fact that for now, I get to lock in my property taxes. I appeal my appraisals when I think they're wrong, and you want people to look at your stuff fairly. As a mayor, I need the money because my community wants the service. They want to make sure that when they turn their faucet on that they get clean water. They want to make sure that when there's a fire that the fire department's going to respond. When they need a cop, that they can call and get a cop. That we're going to have trash pickup. That we're going to have all of those community services necessary. But the problem is, when the state starts overreaching and dictating what the cities can and cannot do, they're impacting our ability tremendously to provide those services to our community, and it's problematic. It's funny because the state of Texas will moan and groan about, oh, the federal government's overreaching and they're telling us what to do, and then the state of Texas does the same thing to the municipalities. And I'm tired of that. I was meeting with Governor Abbott last year, and he says, well, Jim, I don't think congressmen want to be a city council member. I said, well, then tell them to stop acting like it. Tell them to stay in their lane and stick with doing that. I'll give you a good example. Senate Bill 840 just got approved. Senate Bill 840 allows any commercial property, industrial property, light industrial property, anything that is essentially not single-family zoned, okay? That if you own a piece of commercial property out here and you want to put an apartment complex on it, you could just do it administratively. You could do it. Look it up, Senate Bill 840. You could just go in administratively and put it in there. So what that means is you don't have to go through a zoning change. You don't have to go to P&Z. You don't have to do a plan development. You don't have to get council approval. You can go in there, and assuming that you're meeting all of the municipalities' regulations regarding multifamily, you can build your damn multifamily. Now, y'all are realtors, so you know what that would do to neighborhoods if they started popping up multifamily. So we responded like every other city responded that it was impacted by changing our requirements and putting more difficult hurdles for developers to come in and do. Like, If you're going to do it, you got to have 6 floors, because once you get 6 floors or higher, you're increasing the cost tremendously. And now we're getting, legislatures threatening to sue us because we did that. Now here's how stupid some of these people are. This law only impacts cities with a population of 150,000 or more. It was written and authored by a representative from Meander, Texas. Exactly. Meander, Texas, wherever the hell that is. Population of 2.5 or something. So it's not impacting that representative's community, it's impacting everybody else. And why would the representative be interested in doing that? Because, well, he probably did, but he's getting lobbied, or that's a nice way of saying paid, by developers and apartment complex associations who are wanting these types of things passed. So it's just, it's sickening to see some of this stuff going on. That's why I could never run for anything else. I'd hurt somebody. Yes.
Good morning, Mayor.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thank you.
I love Hearsay. That's one of my favorite venues to visit.
Oh, y'all know what she's talking about? It's one of my things. It's we got karaoke now, doing pianos, all kinds of fun stuff up there.
Yeah. Okay, so I had to put this in real estate terms. They've made us say. So I'm asking you, if Arlington was a listing, what would you say its strongest selling point is, and what would you say needs a little bit more renovation?
We'll start with the last part. The mayor needs a little bit more renovation. No, our strongest selling point is our people. That's our best commodity here in Arlington. I firmly believe we're the most diverse city in the state of Texas, the 4th most diverse city in the country. And I believe that that's the case because we're more welcoming than any other community out there. So I'd say that's our biggest asset going for us. Where we need the most work is we're built out, so it's hard for us to attract some people because of the cost associated with redevelopment. Redevelopment is so much more expensive than new development because redevelopment necessitates the tearing down or the renovation of older properties, and it just adds tremendous cost to it. So we really have to work on how do we attract and incentivize people to do that type of redevelopment.
All right, we got one more question for you, and then we're gonna give you a break. You've been good at this.
Where am
You're
I?
doing great.
Yeah, where am I? Okay, so what we're seeing in a lot of other cities, we're seeing a lot of the other cities close schools. What are we doing to make sure that we don't close any of our schools? And the last thing is, where do we stand on the reinstatement of DEI?
Ooh, man. Why you gotta...
Come on, Jim. You knew that was Tom's question.
It was so good to see y'all today. Thank you for letting me be out here. Sit your ass down. I'm sorry. I told y'all I was a weird mayor, all right? All right, first of all, let me talk about schools. It's true, our public school population is decreasing year after year, and it's tough. Dr. Matt Smith, who's our fairly new superintendent now, I love this guy. He brings a tremendously good attitude, blue-collar work ethic. In fact, he and I and some NFL Players Association folks are meeting after this to talk about some of the things we could do collaboratively for the kids here in Arlington. There are no plans that I hear of to close any of Arlington schools, okay? There are other issues that negatively impact that. The voucher system, I'll be candid with you, the voucher system that Texas is doing, it's helping people who are already affording to send their kids to private schools to get a little bit more money from the state to continue to do what they're doing. and it's impacting the kids from the lower socioeconomic area in a negative fashion because it's taken money out of the pockets of the school districts. So no plans to close that at all right now that I'm aware of, but it's still an ongoing struggle. So your second part of the question was with DEI, but I'm going to answer it in two parts. First of all, there's diversity, equity, and inclusion ordinances that the city has, and then there's our anti-discrimination ordinance that the city has. And I think what you're really referring to is our anti-discrimination ordinance and what's happened with that recently, because it's gotten some negative publicity on that. So the new administration has come out with executive orders and letters from the U.S. Attorney General that has said we don't want woke communities in anywhere in the United States. And if you are a liberal-leaning community, you cannot include programs or offices that include diversity, equity, and inclusion. And if you do that, because we want everybody to be in an equal playing field, if you do that, you are subject to losing federal grant monies, and we will sue you under the Federal Claims Act and hold you responsible for doing that if you say, I'm abiding by it and we learn differently. So we've had to adjust our DEI stuff. We used to have a chief equity officer in Arlington that was brought about by our Unity Council's recommendations. We no longer have a chief equity officer. He's still involved, but now he is the small business administrator. Because if the administration looks at us, we get tens of millions of dollars in federal grant monies. We can't afford to do that. Well, a part of that came with the anti-discrimination ordinance. In 2021, right before I took office, they enacted an anti-discrimination ordinance in response to the George Floyd matter that happened, if y'all remember that. And that ordinance said, listen, we want all businesses, everybody in Arlington, to treat each other with dignity and respect and not discriminate against each other because of ethnicity, cultural differences, skin color, sexual preferences, whatever, religious differences or whatever. Now, that became a difficult thing because the ordinance as it was written back there left a lot to be desired. And what happened was the recommendations from the city attorney's office was carving out some of the language that was negatively impacting our LGBTQ plus community. So we ended up having to go back and forth and back and forth. The last vote, there were 4 of us that voted in favor of reinstating the now suspended anti-discrimination ordinance, me and 3 other people, but there were 5 city council members that voted against reinstating it as it was. That doesn't mean that those 5 city council members are homophobic or in favor of discriminating against people. It just means that we're looking at things a little bit differently on that. So we've continued to work with that. In fact, this morning I met with 2 of our city attorneys and my city manager. I've already met with all of the city council members that voted against reinstating it. I think we have a solution where we're going to adjust some of the language in it and bring it back in January so that we can have another robust conversation and hopefully a vote to reinstate an anti-discrimination ordinance. Here's the problem I have. I don't want Arlington to be the first large city in America to abolish an anti-discrimination ordinance. That is ludicrous. And if I have anything to do with it, we won't ever get there. So. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you so much
You're
for
welcome.
being here. Now, you gave them all the secrets, so we're going to keep inviting you back. All right. Oh, I got to wave at the camera now? Let me take this from you. Okay, very good.
Now can I talk shit?
Yeah, all you want. If you'd like, you can stick around for lunch too. We have a really good lunch, and I'm sure there are more questions, but we limited the time. So.
I got other meetings.
Okay, well, thank you for being here. All right, so I gotta wave my hand.
It's gotta go blue. You know how this works.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me clicky my clicker. Ta-da, la 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 la. It's not doing nothing.
Walk closer.
And we're blue. Okay, good. All right, so was Mayor Ross good? Yes. Was that good stuff? We need to bring him back? Okay, good. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I want to introduce our ALC for 2026. So I would like to see, let's start over here. Come on up. Kate, Felicia, y'all come on up. Dorinda, you don't look at them like they're going to come up here without you. Come on up here, Melinda. Come on up. Yep, come on. ALC, Teresa. Where'd Bianca go? Someone grab Bianca. I can't accost people? Okay. Don't grab her, push her in this direction. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so this is most of your 2026 ALC. We're missing one, Holly. She's at the doctor with her sick kid. I'm sorry, great-granddaughter. So Teresa, wave your hand. There we go. Teresa is on the culture committee. We'll wait for Bianca to come back. Carrie Haskins is now education. So if you guys have any classes or anything you want to get on the schedule, you talk to Carrie. Then we also have Melinda Miller. Raise your hand. Melinda is returning ALC. Well, Carrie is too. And she is going to be over growth, the growth committee. So if there's anybody that you want to bring into Keller Williams and share the gift of what we do here, please get with Melinda. Dorinda Jenkins is wealth committee. Wave your hand, show so you are. Thank you. She is going to be bringing you some very powerful things on finances and how real estate actually grows your wealth. Because let's face it, we put clients into their savings account. They basically live in their savings account. So, Felicia Claybaugh, she got married this year. Come on. She is going to be over the commercial committee. So if you are interested in commercial or you have a commercial deal of some sort, please reach out to Felicia. Holly is at the doctor, but she's also our vendor alliance committee, which means you guys that are vendors, she helps organize that group. But if you have someone that wants to be on our vendor wall or join us as a vendor, please get with Holly. Hi, what you doing? Hi, come on up. That's the color of the year. And then we have Bianca. Go ahead. She's new to ALC this year, and she's also going to be co-chairing culture with Teresa. And this year is culture of AI. Are we embracing that one? Good. And then we also have Kate down at the end. She is our Corsicana representative. Corsicana K. So if you guys have any questions, this is how our office is run. Our office is run by agents for agents. So these are the leaders of 2026. If you need something, if you need help, if you need guidance, if you need to know how do I hit my goal, ask them. They're going to point you in the right direction. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. You have anything to share with us? Oh, go ahead, John. I did not ban men, but nobody raised their hand and said, I want to do this of the male gender. We could use some men up here, but we did try to keep Ron. Yes. Anybody want to share anything?
I'll share some.
Okay. Oh, we need a microphone. It's on the table, Melinda. It's right. Melinda has it.
Okay, the reason I wanted to share really quickly is because it was a lot of thinking that went into returning, yet I really want to be able to pour into the agents that are here. And one thing that the mayor said that caught my attention over and over, and he repeated it several times, is collaboration. And so my goal is to be able to collaborate not only with the other heads of the other committees, but also the agents in this market center, so that we can grow at least 20% in not only our agent count, but also growing another 10% in our market share in the areas that we cover and facilitate in this year.
I love that. Thank you. That's beautiful. All right, who else would like to share something? Carrie?
So absolutely, 100%. We can't do, as leaders, if we want to say that, but we are agents first. And so we need to know what you need. We need to know the growth. We need to know the education. We need to know what you want to see in culture. We need to know all of those things. If you're not here, we don't know what you're saying. If you're not reaching out to us, we don't know what you need. And so we are only better because of you. And the office needs all of us. And we are great because of all of the different people that we have in here and all the different experience and everything else. So please pour into us so that we can pour into everybody else, so that we can continue to grow and take over the world one day at a time.
Take over the world. Love it. Anyone else? Felicia, it's your second time around.
Well, I would just, touch on what Carrie's saying and what Melinda said. We really just need as much input from you, and don't be afraid to come to us and tell us what you need from us. And we're just here to lead, help you grow your businesses while we also grow our businesses as agents first, leading you agents. So just please reach out to us with your needs. That's all. That's
Pass
what we
that
want
to
be here for.
Dorinda.
Yep.
I would say keep an eye out on communications, because we have had one event a couple of months ago for our agents to learn more about investing, buying investment property. And the invitation was for you to invite your clients who are not currently investing, so that would be incremental business for you. We're going to continue to do those type of events next year. Hopefully in first quarter we'll have a repeat of the one if you missed the one we've already had. It's an opportunity for you to think about building your own wealth, but also to find incremental business in what's been a tough market this year.
Okay, thank you. All right, now you guys that are new on AOC, you don't have to talk.
Well, she kind of covered.
Okay, good. All right, good. So, okay, hold on. You need a microphone though, because Mike Serban will get us. Okay.
So everyone, I'm Bianca, and this is my first year on ALC, and I love everything. Oh, hello everyone.
It's like an AA meeting.
So it feels like that a little bit. So I love everything all the ladies said. I just want to say we're incrementing, or we're implementing the culture of AI this year into the culture committee. And as we know, AI is taking over everything. And so it's really important for us to find a way to merge that into our businesses. So our goal is to help you merge AI into your business and be a leader in the market next year.
Love it, love it. Perfect. Well, thank you very much. All right, guys, give the ALC a big round of applause. Now, guys, I will tell y'all, next month, February, the first week, is called Committee Rush Week. So join a committee. All right. So we have a couple of Market Center announcements. We do want to recognize Smokey Garrett has been named Visionary Forward-Thinking Technology in the Real Estate Industry for Go Network, has been named the Tech Trend Setter for Housewire 2025. This is huge, guys. What?
Nothing.
Oh. Okay. This is pretty big, y'all. This is the guy, like, he was my first team leader here. So this is his office. Where his babies? Let's see here. So that leads us to the launch is actually called, what is it? Play Big, Win Smart. So January 9th, put your phones up, take your QR code, take a picture, register for this. It is going to be amazing. They have a lot of amazing speakers, but more than anything, what this does is it gets us really focused on our business and what's coming up next year. There's also a few secret announcements that are going to be made at this time that you don't want to miss.
And don't sleep on this because there's not a ton of tickets. There's not a lot of seats. So if you're even thinking about it, you need to go ahead and get a ticket.
And
you can't just show up and walk in and be like, yo, I'm here. Okay, you actually have to go buy a ticket. Sorry.
And if you want to bring a friend, let me know. Okay. We also have family reunion coming up in 2 months. 2 months. So it is in Atlanta. We are staying at the, bless you, the Wyndham Club, which is right there across from Olympic Park, but there's lots of places to stay in Atlanta. So get your ticket, get your hotel room. Airfare's actually been on sale for like the last 2 months. It has not gone over $160 round trip. So Atlanta is not a very bad trip. It's not expensive. What you will learn and get from this will be more valuable to you than anything that you've spent on the ticket, the room, or the flight. All of ALC is going? Oh yeah, all of ALC will be there. So the ladies that you saw up here, with the exception of Melinda, she's actually going to host the family reunion stuff here. So we will have some things going on. All right, what's next? Oh, new to family reunion buyers. Oh, this is a new slide. I haven't seen this. Nice. Very 80s. So these are the things that family reunions focused on. Guess what? That's what we focus on. So you will come away with some good stuff. This is our keynote speaker, Jay Shetty. I have to make sure and say his name right because my Texas accent makes it a little not right. Jay Shetty, so he will be the keynote speaker. And then, these are our new prompts. Where are they at?
Yeah, this is from Keller Williams. These are social media prompts. So if you don't feel like you just absolutely own your Instagram account and you're not doing anything with it, think of these as hooks to put out there to help get engagement into your social media sites. And it's free. Did y'all see that was free, right?
It's free.
How come every phone's not up right now?
There was a lot of.
Y'all.
I'm just making sure all the phones that need the phone are getting the phone. Did y'all get it? Everybody got it? Renee? Okay, I'm waiting on Renee. It's okay. We good? Okay. And then Merry Christmas. We had a great Christmas party. I love all these pictures, guys. That's amazing, Judy. And is that all I got now? Yeah, one more after that. Oh, yeah, we're doing the sponsors. Merry Christmas from Lone Star. And then we have several sponsors. So, Tiffany, you want to get us started? And then we will go to Tommy, you and Robin are after that. And then we'll go to Terrence. Where? Woo, welcome, Tiffany.
Good afternoon. How are you all doing today? I'm so excited to be here at the KW Lone Star office. I always like to start off with gratitude and thank you all for your partnership. And just piggybacking off what the mayor was saying and Melinda was sharing, collaboration. I look forward to collaborating with I see some new faces in here. I'm very thankful for all the agents that have been partnering with me this year, but I'm definitely looking forward to collaborating with the new agents here. But once again, my name is Tiffany Howard, and I am your in-house power girl. So I offer a complimentary service for electricity, internet, and security. So I'm here, you all, just to add value. My services, once again, is free. I look forward to connecting with you guys, and I just love the partnership. We have free like I say, just free, the service is free. And so I help your clients just go through the whole process, just make it easy for them. And we cover their bill and just make sure it's just a seamless process. And so my favorite part about what I do is rewarding you guys. I have a lot of agents in here, they've, especially Melinda and Mr. Rudd and them, and everybody, you know, that have bought double ovens, vacuum cleaners, just partnering with myself. And so I'm here to make this process, once again, easy for you, make it an easy transition, and I'm here for you guys, and I just love what I do. And so just know if you have a client, it don't have to be a client, I can help you as well, so I can help anybody that needs electricity. If you need to renew your plan, reach out to me. If your clients need internet, if they need security with Vivint, we have exclusive deals on everything. So here's my QR code here. You guys can scan it. If you have not partnered with me or collabed with me yet, please scan. And once again, I'm here, 469-964-8948, your Power Girl.
Thank you. I'm going to borrow this from you. All right. Tommy, do you still need this, Wayne?
It's on the screen. Good.
Hello, everybody. It's good to see everyone. Well, first off, I always start off with thank you. So thank you for the KW staff that puts this on. Thank you guys for being here. It really does show a lot, especially when Jim's here talking about the community, that you guys show up because you care about the community. And I think a lot of that aligns with the Old Republic's values. We do think you guys are the backbone out there. When he says there's people moving in from all out of state, and then we have a lot of jobs happening, it's y'all's responsibility and your opportunity to place these people in a home so they can have roots and go out and contribute to our community. So we really appreciate that, but we'd love to help take some stress off your shoulders. So if you guys ever have any title needs, if you ever need CE classes, resources to hand out, we'd love to be there and continuing helping you guys make it a better community. So yeah.
Love that.
And thank you once again to Tiffany and Toby for being a pleasure to work with and sponsor these events. So I'll let him talk now.
Thank you. All right.
Howdy, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm fantastic.
Okay, good. Let's talk to the people.
Well, howdy, everybody, and it's such an honor and privilege to always be in this office with this team. Keller Williams is very special to Tarrant Roofing for many, many reasons, and we just thank you for allowing us to partner with you.
Yeah, we're glad you're here.
Definitely want to thank Old Republic and Tommy and Robin for being co-sponsors today for the lunch. And Miss Tiffany Howard, there's a lot of things that Miss Tiffany, I'll tell you right now, she is definitely the energy lady, but she has so much more to tell you. If you haven't had the opportunity to get a hold of her, please reach out to her, because there's a plethora of things that you need to add to your toolbox as well from both of these affiliates in this office. Bill, Tarrant Roofing just wants to say thank you very much. I recognize 95% of the people in this room.
Yes.
Maybe I don't know you out there in the internet or with the other offices, people that are on the office today, but it's just an appreciation luncheon, and we just want to thank you for those that have partnered with us and had the opportunity to do our inspections that we provide for roofing. We do not do foundation repair, we do not do swimming pools, and we do not do balconies, but everything else roofing we do, whether it's new construction, whether it's multifamily, commercial, residential, repair, you name it, we will get your roof back in shape. But the most important thing is the roof inspection. And it is 100% free to get somebody to come out today anywhere in North Texas. That's a broad area. Yeah, that's a big deal.
Be careful. Carrie's going to challenge that.
I challenge you to challenge us, because I'll hold their feet to the fire. No, but seriously, anything that you need roofing, the answer is yes. Funding it, closing, financing, pre-storm condition. If we had a catastrophic event, you've been turned down, your homeowner has been turned down due to ACV this year. They're going back to RCV, a lot of these people that got turned down. We are definitely here for you. We answer the phone 365 days a year, 7 days a week. Just tell us that who you are, because you are going to get the very best from Tarrant Roofing to meet with you and your homeowner and your clients and get the information you need back to your buyer or your seller, and we will stand behind our inspections.
Love that.